Welcome to Yoga, You and Judy. I am Judy. Today it's all about creating space for yourself. Creating space by opening up your body and your mind. There's no props needed, and with that said, let's get started. Let's start today's class by sitting on our heels. And we're starting with some cat-cow stretches in a seated position to create space and fluidity in our spine. So let's inhale as we arch our back, bringing our arms back, looking up. And exhale as you round your back, bringing your chin to your chest. Inhale, arching your back, look up. Exhale, rounding your back, chin to chest. And just keep breathing and mobilizing your spine in that way with some deep breaths in and out. Sometimes we do not claim our space. We make ourselves small, and that can lead to tension, hunched shoulders, or an insecure voice. So when we talk and we feel like we don't recognize our own voice. So today is all about giving ourselves space, opening our hips, opening our chest, opening our throat, and we will come into a peak pose of an extended side angle bind where really our whole upper body opens up and creates space. So it's about creating space for ourselves, opening our body and our mind. Spaciousness in ourselves allows us to communicate open and freely, fully express ourselves, and feeling connected with the world around us. So today is all about our intention of I claim my space. And let's continue claiming our space by doing a few more inhales, arching our back, looking up. And exhale, rounding your back, bringing your chin to your chest. Once more, inhale, arching your back. Exhale, rounding your back, bringing your chin to your chest. And then let's bring our hands forward, hands on opposite knees. And we start stretching out our back by leaning into our back, pulling our shoulder blades apart. And just take a full deep breath in this nice stretch, creating spaciousness in your upper back. And then coming back to a neutral spine, we reach our left hand forward towards the right and pulling it forward as far as we can, maybe using the right hand to help it pulling forward and feeling the space that creates in our left shoulder blade. And then let's release the side, reaching the right hand forward towards the left hand helping it pull so that we feel that spaciousness in our right shoulder blade. And then return to neutral, interlacing your hands behind your back, taking an inhale, looking up, creating space across our chest. And then with our hands behind our back, we fold forward, bringing our arms up with us. And just holding that for one breath cycle. And then inhaling back up, bringing our still interlaced fingers to the right side of our waist as the right ear gently pulls towards the right shoulder, creating space in the left side of the neck. And then moving our interlaced fingers to the left side of the waist, left ear pulling towards the left shoulder, creating space in the right side of our neck. And then release, coming back to center. Placing our hands in front of you and pushing up into a squat position. And then allowing our body to roll back, coming forward onto the soles of our feet, hovering. Rolling back a second time. Coming forward, soles of our feet hovering. And once more rolling back. And this time staying on the soles of our feet, holding that balance for a moment. And then coming down into a seated position. Our hands on the floor just behind the pelvis, fingers pointing forward. And on an inhale, push your hips up into a reverse tabletop. And then slowly lowering the pelvis towards the heels, hover. Then straighten your legs. Sit back but hover, don't sit down. And then inhale back up to reverse tabletop. We're going to do this circular motion twice more. So inhaling, our pelvis down towards our heels, hovering there. Then exhaling as we straighten our legs, sitting back, hovering. And then pushing ourselves back up to reverse tabletop. Inhale, pelvis towards heels, hover. Exhale as you straighten your legs, sit back, hover. And then once again, push yourself up to reverse tabletop. This time we lower ourselves down onto the floor, and from this seated position, crossing our legs, rolling over our feet into a tabletop. In this tabletop, pull your belly towards the spine, push your floor away with your hands, and feel the space that creates in between your shoulder blades as they pull away from each other, and then relax. Let's do that again. Pull your belly to your spine, push the floor away, allow your shoulder blades to pull away from each other, hold, and relax. And last time, belly button pulling towards the spine, pushing floor away, shoulder blades expanding, and relax. And then in this tabletop, let's just create some gentle circles with our hips, gentle circles over our wrists, just to wake up and create a first level of spaciousness everywhere. And then let's reverse our circles to the other side. And then finding stillness again, bringing your right leg over to the left side and pretend to sit back on an exhale. Hold this stretch for a full breath cycle. And then coming back to tabletop. Let's do that on the other side. So bringing the left leg over to the right, pretending to sit back and holding that for a full breath cycle. And then coming back into our neutral tabletop position. Walk both of our hands forward, bringing them about mat width distance apart, and then sinking our chin towards the floor as our tailbone is pointing up, coming into a puppy pose for a nice opening of the shoulders, and feel the spaciousness this creates in your shoulders and in the front of your body. And then from here, let's push up into our first downward facing dog. First, let's find our alignment. So push into all of your hands, not just the base of your palm, but all of your fingers, all of your palm. Push the floor away Your upper body is pulling towards your thighs. Your shoulders are slightly rolled out and your shoulders are pushing away from your ears. And then let's get comfortable here by walking our feet, so bending one leg at a time, one knee at a time, and just stretching out the backs of our legs. And then rolling to the outer edges of our feet on either side to stretch out the sides of our legs. And then let's find stillness in this downward facing dog. And on your next inhale, lift the right leg up, bend your knee, and your right knee is pulling towards the sky, opening up your hip. And you might want to gaze underneath your right armpit. And then you step the right leg forward in between your hands on an exhale, coming into a low lunge with your back knee down. Your belly button is pulling towards our spine, your core is engaged, hip pushing forward, and we stretch our arms out by our ears. Then we lower our left hand on the back left thigh, stretching the right arm back overhead on an exhale into a low lunge reverse. And taking one full breath here. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale as you twist to the right, bringing the right arm back. Left arm points forward into a low lunge twist. For one full breath. Inhaling our arms back up. And then we bring our hands together into prayer position on an inhale. And as we exhale, we twist to the right, bringing the left elbow outside the right knee. Holding this again for one full breath. And on your next inhale, tuck your back toe and straighten the back leg, coming up into a high lunge, hands still in prayer. Once again, full breath here. Inhale, both arms up, coming into a high lunge. And then bringing our arms out into a cactus shape on an inhale. Exhale as we close the elbows in front of us. Inhale, bringing arms into cactus. Exhale, elbows coming together in the front. Inhale into cactus shape. And once more, elbows coming together in the front. Inhaling our arms up, and on an exhale, we twist to the right with open arms. So adding a slight balance here and holding this for one full breath. And then we inhale both arms back up, place them on the mat and step your leg back into a plank pose. Find your alignment here. Once again, fingers spread wide, pressing into all of your hand and fingers. Shoulders are over your wrists, pushing the floor away. Shoulder blades pulling away from each other, and the belly button is pulling towards the spine so that we have one straight line from the head to the heels. Inhale as you shift your weight forward, and on an exhale, lower your knees, arch your back, bend your elbows, keeping them close to the body, and lower your chin towards the floor. On an inhale, open the chest forward, curl up into cobra with your belly staying on the mat. And on an exhale, push into downward facing dog. Let's take 3 deep breaths here. And let's take it to the left side. So lifting the left leg up on an inhale, bend the knee, left knee is pulling towards the sky as we open our hip on the left and taking the gaze underneath the left armpit. Step the left leg forward in between your hands on an exhale, coming into a low lunge with your back knee down. Your core is engaged, so your belly button pulls towards your spine, your hip is pushing forward, and we bring our arms by our ears. Lower the right hand on the back right thigh, stretching the left arm overhead on an exhale, coming into a low lunge reverse, taking one full breath here. Inhaling both arms up, and then on an exhale we twist to the left, bringing the left arm back, right arm forward, arriving in a low lunge twist for one full breath. And then bringing our hands in prayer. Exhale as we twist to the left, bringing the right elbow outside the left knee. One full breath cycle. And on our next inhale, we tuck our back toes, straighten the back knee, and push up into a high lunge. Hands still in prayer, still in twist. And we hold this for one full breath. And then inhaling both arms back up. And then we bring our arms out into cactus shape in our high lunge. Exhale, bring the elbows together in front of us. Inhale, arms into cactus. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale into cactus. And exhale, bringing our elbows together in front. Breathing our arms back up. And on an exhale, we twist to the left, coming into a little twisted balance, taking one full breath here. And then we inhale, both arms back up, frame our front foot with both hands. The right leg steps forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up with a straight back. Exhale, fold down. And then inhale, hinging up from the hips to standing, arms by your side. Let's take one inhale and one exhale. And then we're inhaling our arms up. Exhale, hinge forward from the hip. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale as you plant your hands. Step back the right leg, step back the left leg, coming into a plank. Inhale as you shift your weight forward, and on an exhale you lower the knees, arch your back, bend your elbows, keeping them close to the body as you lower your chin towards the floor. Inhale, open the chest forward, curl up into cobra, and exhale back into downward facing dog. Step the right leg forward, placing the right foot just outside the right hand and lowering the left knee to the floor, coming into lizard. And in this lizard pose, we just keep moving forward and back for a bit, allowing our hips to open up and to slowly sink deeper with each breath. And then the left hand stays on the mat as the right hand goes on the right knee and gently pushes the right knee away, opening our hip up even further. And then on your next inhale, you circle the right arm back as you lower your hips. Exhale, back forward. Inhale, right arm back. Exhale, forward. And once more, inhale the right arm back. And exhale, bringing it back forward. And then both hands on the floor, pulling the right leg through into a three-legged dog. And then you step it down into a downward facing dog. And taking one full breath here. And then we step the right foot forward, placing it in between our hands, planting the back foot parallel to the short end of the mat, coming into Warrior Two. First thing, as always, let's find our alignment. So the right knee is pressing to the right, belly button pulling to the spine, keeping our pelvis tucked. Thighs are pulling together, arms parallel to the floor, shoulders pulling away from the ears. And once we've found this alignment, we sink a bit deeper into our Warrior Two. And let's take one inhale, and on an exhale, we circle the left arm forward, so the left fingertips reach the floor next to our right big toe. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left fingertips to the floor. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fingertips back to the floor. And inhale and back up, arriving back in our Warrior Two, having created that space in our shoulder. And then let's place the left hand on the back left thigh and bring the right hand back overhead, coming into a reverse warrior. And let's hold this pose for a full breath. Inhaling back to Warrior Two, and on an exhale, we place the right hand inside the right foot with the right shoulder pressing into the right knee as we extend the left arm to the front alongside the ear, coming into an extended side angle while we take one full breath. And let's keep the pelvis tucked, so belly button pulling towards the spine. And then reaching your right arm underneath your right thigh, bringing the left arm behind your back, and join your hands for a bind, opening the chest to the sky, creating space all across your upper body. And let's take one full breath here. And then let's try to straighten our front leg while we keep the bind. And once again, let's keep our chest open, create space here for one full breath. And then very slowly release the bind, bend into your front knee, and inhale back into Warrior Two. Let's turn our feet parallel, so turning our body towards the long side of the mat. And then hinge forward from the hip and just allow your head and your upper body to hang heavy, and just enjoy this gentle release for your back, for your head, for your neck. And then on your next inhale, slowly roll your body back up to standing. Interlace the fingers behind your back, your hands pulling towards the floor as you create space in your chest and your throat as you look up. Release, turn your body towards your right foot, bend into your right knee, and then step the left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, hinging up from your hips to standing with your arms by your side. And now let's take 3 full breaths here, allowing our body to recover from this sequence. And then we'll do the whole thing on the left side. So inhale, bringing your arms up. Exhale, hinging forward from your hip. Inhaling halfway up with a straight back. And as you exhale, you plant your hands, you step or jump back into plank. Shift your weight forward into the hands. Exhale, lower your elbows, keeping them close to your body, knees staying off the ground. Inhale forward into upward facing dog. And exhale back into downward facing dog. This time, our left leg steps forward with the left foot placed just outside the left hand, lowering the right knee to the floor, coming into lizard. And again here, keeping the hands on the mat, just move backwards, forwards, allowing your hips to open up, to slowly sink a bit deeper. And then keeping the right hand on the floor, place your left hand on your left knee and gently push your left knee away, helping your hip to open up a bit further, creating a bit more space. On an inhale, circle the left arm back, lowering your hip. Exhale, back forward. Inhale, circling the left arm back. Exhale, forward. And once more, inhaling the left arm back. And exhaling back forward. Both hands placed on the floor. Pull your left leg back up to a three-legged dog. Step it down. And we'll take 3 breaths in our downward facing dog. And then placing the left foot in between our hands, planting the back foot to be parallel to the short end of the mat, coming into our warrior 2. And just like on the right, we are first going to find our alignment here. So the left knee is pressing to the left, belly button pulling to the spine, helping to keep your pelvis tucked. Your thighs pulling together, creating that stability of your legs. Arms parallel to the floor, shoulders pulling away from your ears. And once you've found your alignment, just sink a little bit deeper into your warrior 2 pose. And then exhale your right fingers to the floor next to your left big toe. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Inhaling back up, and once more, fingertips to the floor, and inhale back up. Feel the spaciousness you created in your shoulder. And then your right hand reaches down your right thigh, and your left arm stretches back overhead, coming into reverse warrior, taking 1 full breath here. Inhaling back to warrior 2. And on your next exhale, place your left hand inside your left foot with the left shoulder pressing into the left knee, while the right arm extends towards the front alongside your ear. Taking 1 full breath in this extended side angle. And then your left arm reaches underneath your left thigh, your right arm coming around behind your back, joining your hands for a bind, opening the chest to the sky, and taking 1 full breath here, enjoying the spaciousness all the way across your upper body. And then let's try and straighten that front leg while keeping the bind and keeping that open space in our chest. And then slowly release the bind, bend into the front knee, and inhale back into warrior 2. From your warrior two, frame your front foot with both hands. Step your back foot forward, coming into a forward fold. And then with a straight back, hinge upwards, bringing your arms overhead and breathe them down to the side of your body. And then let's take our feet mat width distance apart with our toes pointing slightly outward. Sinking down into a goddess squat, opening your arms out in a cactus shape, turning to the right on an exhale. Inhale back, left on an exhale. Inhale back, and then bringing the palms of your hands together in front of your heart, your feet coming a bit closer together, and we slowly sink down into our yogi squat. Help your knees to open up a bit more with your elbows, gently pushing your knees apart. And then let's place the right hand down on the mat as we open our left arm up, creating space across our chest and our shoulder. And then place the left hand down, opening the right arm up. Bringing it down. And then we step our legs back, lower our body, coming into a Sphinx position with our shoulders over the elbows, chest opening to the front, and your elbows, pretend your elbows are pulling towards your legs. So it's quite a strong, active pose, opening everything up. And then let's bring the forehead to the mat. Inhale into Cobra, lifting your hands away from the floor. Lower your forehead down. Inhale to Cobra, hands away from floor. Lower the forehead down. Once again, coming up into Cobra, this time keeping your hands on the mat. And we exhale, looking over our right shoulder. Inhale back. Exhale, looking over your left shoulder. Inhale back. And then press yourself further up, straightening your arms, coming into a seal pose, feeling the space this creates throughout your upper body, your belly, your throat. And then from here, push yourself back to a wide-legged child's pose with your hands reaching forward, coming up onto your fingertips, and feeling that nice stretch and opening in your lower back. Walk your fingers to the right on an exhale, feeling the space you create on the left side of the body. And then walking your fingers to the left to create that same stretch in the right side of the body. And then inhale yourself back into a seated position, bringing the soles of your feet together in a butterfly pose. And just allow your forehead to sink towards the floor, and feeling the space that creates in your back, in your neck. And just enjoy this for a few breaths. And then roll your upper body down onto the floor, soles of your feet on the floor close to your buttocks. And then we're crossing our right ankle over the left knee, keeping the right foot flexed. reaching the right hand through in between your thighs, interlacing your fingers over your left shin, and pulling the left leg into the chest as the right knee pushes away from the body, feeling a nice stretch on the right hip, and taking some deep breath in this reclined pigeon on the right. And then coming out of this, soles of the feet planted on the floor again. Let's do this on the other side. So crossing the left ankle over the right knee, keeping the left foot flexed this time. Left hand reaches through in between your thighs, interlacing your fingers over your right shin, pulling the right leg into your chest as your left knee pushes away from your body, creating that nice stretch on the left hip as we take some deep breath. And then let's release, stretch out our legs, place our hands next to our buttocks with the fingers pointing forward, coming onto our forearms, and then arching your back, allow your head to fall back, and your rib cage opens, coming into a fish pose, and feel the space that creates in your throat. And just enjoy this last pose of the day. And then lower your body onto the floor, coming into your resting pose for your cool down, for your shavasana. And just relax your body into the earth. Feel all the parts of your body relax into the ground below you. Feel your head, your neck, your shoulders, arms, spine, hips, knees, heels. Feel all of them sink into the ground below you. Feel the effects of your practice on your body and on your mind. Feel the openness, the spaciousness you created in your body and in your mind. Remember the intention of today's class. I claim my space. We claimed and created the space we need in our body. In our mind, being spacious, being open, means to stay accepting, flexible, and open-minded. Changes and challenges pass with a natural ease if we're not holding too tightly to the way we would like things to be. You give things openness, you give them space, and as you do so, you allow life to unfold. And then very slowly and very gently, start bringing awareness back to your body. Start moving your fingers, your toes, circling your wrists and your ankles. And then, whilst keeping your eyes closed, coming up into a seated position in any way that feels comfortable for you. And let's all come up into a cross-legged seated position with your eyes closed. And then on an inhale, circle your arms up. And on an exhale, bringing them down in front of heart center. And then gently open your eyes. Feel the spaciousness you created in your body. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you did, please subscribe to Yoga, You and Judy, and I hope to see you again very soon. Have a beautiful day.